What's a car? So I don't know if you've heard of like a Carnot cycle or a Stirling cycle. You know, some mechanics and design experts might know about valve trains and displacement or hub, rotor, master cylinder. You might recognize these equations if you're a mechanical engineer as fuel efficiency equations for aerodynamic movement of a body. And then there's this weird fact that like a third of automobile gas is consumed by friction of air moving around a vehicle. So you might be tempted as you go to buy your first car, you know, or drive your first car to study all these diagrams. Maybe that's you. Maybe you recognize yourself. You're like, get out of my way. I want to see all the details. Show me all the specifications. I can't wait before I turn the key of the car. But actually, this is what it means to use a car. You can make good use of a car without understanding all the details of how it works, in fact. So what's NEAR? You may be poring over, you know, white papers and documentation about consensus protocol and economics and validators, and you might know this weird fact that like developer contracts earn 30% of transaction fees, and all of this stuff is publicly available, by the way. If you search for NEAR white papers or NEAR economics, you go to our website, you read through the papers. I'm suggesting to you that actually this is NEAR, building applications that people enjoy using. And hopefully you see the parallel between these two examples that I've just given you. You can actually use NEAR and build contracts without understanding anything about the consensus model. If you're a web developer, it would be like insisting that you understand, for example, the technology of virtualization used by AWS or Heroku or Google Cloud before you deploy a web app. You just don't need to know it. You can. I'm not saying don't learn it. Go for it next week. This week, what I'm asking you to do is don't wait till you understand everything. Just make something. Start making today if you can. Start building contracts, right? Don't focus on consensus and economics. Study working examples, please. Don't insist on learning Rust. Some people in the community, for some reason, they think it's like it's Rust or bust. I'm not going to bother learning NEAR unless I learn Rust, because that's the only thing that matters. It's not true, actually. There's a lot of parallel, a lot of parity between AssemblyScript and Rust, and you can learn all of the mental models of NEAR using AssemblyScript, and then translate those to Rust when you get the language. So focus on the language that's best for you, please. Okay? And then don't add complexity with front-end code this week. Please don't do anything with the front end if you can avoid it. Some of you won't. You're going to insist on doing it for Friday for the demo, and that's fine. More power to you. But don't spend your precious time building front-end code when the goal is to learn how NEAR works. And the interview next week, if you want the verified developer, the hour, I'm not going to ask you one thing about the front end. It's going to all be about the contract code, unit tests, and simulation tests. That's all we're going to talk about. Okay? So for the rest of this week, please focus on what I'm asking you to focus on, because it's going to be intense, right? And I want everybody to have the best chance of succeeding.